For our project group, we are focusing on developing a sport equipment rental system to solve issues faced by small-scale sports centers in Malaysia. Currently, many day centers still use manual booking, which often causes confusion and errors, especially during peak hour. So, our project aims to develop a system that can store, manage, and update equipment availability and customer information automatically. We also focus on creating a user-friendly system that allows staff to handle multiple rentals quickly and smoothly. In this system, user must enter information such as their name and contact number before renting. They can check equipment availability, rent item, and view return dates easily. The system will also show full rental details, including the return deadline and payment status. Overall, this project will help improve service, reduce error, and make operation more efficient for small sports centers. I will explain the objective of our system. Okay. Firstly, this system will display rental entries such as the rental ID, item, customer name, and rental date and return date. Secondly, it will calculate the total charge for customer who rent the equipment. Third, the system will calculate late penalties for customer who return the equipment after the return date. Next, it will generate and display a detailed monthly collection report categorized by each type of equipment. It will also generate summary statistics such as the most rented equipment, total income per month, and average rental duration. Overall, this objective will help sports centers manage their rental more efficient and keep track of their income and equipment usage easily.
I will now continue the presentation by explaining the flowcharts based on the objective that were presented earlier. Each flowchart represents the process taken by the system to handle a specific function, from handling customer rentals, calculating payments, up to generating reports and summarizes. So let's begin with the first objective, which is about displaying rental entries. The first flowchart shows how the system displays the rental entry. It starts with the user inputting 5 details, such as rental's ID, item name, customer name, rental date, and return date. Then the process simply collects and displays this data to the screen. There is no complex calculation here. It's just data input and just output. In the second flowchart, the system calculates the total charge based on the type of equipment and rental duration in days. The users input the item and the number of days. Then the system checks what item is rented. If it's a racket or anything else, it multiples 10 ringgit by the number of days. For a football, it uses 7 ringgit per day. For a bat, 5 ringgit. And for a handball, it was a 6 ringgit per day. Finally, the system displays the total amount to be paid. So, the third flowchart focuses on how the system handles late returns of rented equipment. The input taken is the number of hours of customer is late, which is called penalty hour. Based on how late the return is, the system will apply different penalty rates. If the return is late 1 hour or less, the rate will be 2 ringgit 50 cents per hour. If it's more than 1 hour but not more than 5 hours, the rate is 5 ringgit per hour. If the delay is between 5 and 24 hours, the rate becomes a fixed 7 ringgit 50 cents. Finally, if the item is returned after more than 24 hours, it means more than 1 day, the rate is 10 ringgit per hour. Once the correct rate is identified, the system calculates the late penalty using this formula. Late penalty equal to penalty hour multiple rate. This process ensures that customers are charged fairly and accordingly based on how long they delayed return an item. It also helps to encourage punctual returns and improve equipment availability for other users. In the end, the system displays the total late penalty to be paid. Okay, now we will continue next flowchart. And on the left, we have one flowchart which function called average daily income, which calculates every average income earned per day. The function starts by receiving one input, which is the total income for the month. Inside the process, the system calculates the average using this formula. Average equal income divide 31.0. Here, the number 31.0 represents the number of days in a full month. We take average is a 31. This helps to get a daily average that is useful for financial reporting of business analysis. Next, on the right, I will explain the flowchart for question F, which is the function called most rented equipment. This function is designed to identify the most frequently rented sports equipment from a given list of rental records. I will explain step by step. The function begins by initializing the variable I to 0. This variable acts as a counter that helps loop through the list of rentals. It then enters a loop that continues until all rents records have been checked. For each item in the rental list, the program will check whether the item is a racket, football, bat, or handball. Depending on the item, it increments the corresponding counter. If the item was a racket, it increases count R by 1. If it was a football, it increases count F by 1. If it was a bat, it increases count B. And if it was a handball, it increases count H. This loop continues until all items in the list are checked. After the loop ends, the function proceeds to determine which equipment was rented the most. It does this to compare all four counters: counts R, counts F, counts B, and counts H. The first condition checks whether count R is the highest among them. If so, it assigns the racket to variables most and stores that value as max count. If not, it checks if count F is the higher than the current max count. If true, it sets the most equal football. The same comparison is done for bat and handball. By the end of these conditions, the variable most will contain the name of the most rented item. Okay, the final one is main flowchart. It was a G. This flowchart represents the overall process of a sport equipment rental system of our topic, from collecting rentals data to displaying income summarized. I will explain step by step also. The program starts by asking the user if they want to enter rental data. This is done using a simple decision point that checks if the answer is what for yes. If the answer was yes, the system begins collecting rental data. The inputs include rental ID, item, customer name, rental date, days, late hours. Once the input is complete, the system calculates the payments. This involves getting the price per day for the item, getting the penalty rate for late hour, calculating total charge. This is the formula. Charge equal to price times days, penalty equal to rate times late hours, total equal to charge plus penalty. Then the system displays the full rental details, including rental ID, item name, customer name, rental and return dates, price per day, days rented, late hours, and penalty charge. Lastly, total amount to be paid. After displaying all this information, the system returns to beginning and asks again if the user wants to enter more rental data. This process will continue until the user say no. When data entry is complete, the program moves on to generate a summary of the month mental activity. First, it calls a function to calculate the monthly total collection, which is the total income from all rentals. Second, it calls the most rented equipment function from question F or from answer F to identify which item was rented the most. The third, it calculates the total income from all transactions. Fourth, it also calculates the average daily income, giving an idea how well the rental business performs on a daily basis. Finally, it displays the most rented equipment, the total income, and the last one, the average income per ringgit Malaysia.
Next, I want to talk about our demo coding system. First of all, it will display to welcome to SR rental equipment, and then it will display to enter rental ID. So we need to input the rental ID. Same as it goes to next, we need to input the item, customer name, rental date, return date, number of rental days, and late return hours. After we finish all the information, it will display the rental summary, which is the information that we input just now and it will also display the price per day, charge, penalty price, and total the payment. After the coding display the rental summary for one customer, it will display to ask the user to add another rental. If the user add another rental with input the Y, it will looping for the same question to input like before. The program will looping until the user to input N. After they stopping the looping, it will display the monthly collection report, and then it will also display the summary statistic, which is most rented equipment, total income, and average daily income for the company.
Conclusion. In this project, we learn how to use basic C++ programming like variable, loop, function, and array. By working together, we were able to finish the program as planned. This project helped us to understand coding better and also taught us how to work as a team and solve problems.